Have you ever found yourself saying things like, "But Mom, we already ate lunch." "Dad, you've been retired for 10 years. You are home. I just told you that." And no matter how logical your explanation is, care partner, the conversation somehow gets worse. Maybe they become frustrated. Maybe they become defensive. Maybe they become angry, or maybe you find yourself having the exact same conversation again 15 minutes later. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. In fact, it's one of the most common communication mistakes I see care partners make. And before we go any further, let me reassure you of something. This mistake makes perfect sense because it's exactly how communication works with a healthy brain. If someone is confused, we explain. If someone is mistaken, we provide facts. If someone doesn't understand, we give more information. That's what we're taught to do. And most of the time, it works. Until dementia enters the picture, because one of the biggest brain changes that occurs with dementia progression is that the brain often becomes less responsive to logic and more responsive to emotion. So today I want to explain why this happens from a brain perspective and show you what to do instead. Hi, for those of you who are new here, I'm Dr. Sinclair. I'm a neuropsychologist, dementia care specialist, and founder of the Confident Caregiver Academy, where I teach loving care partners like yourself how to actually care for their loved ones with dementia and themselves. Let's jump in. Before we dive in, I want you to first imagine a courtroom. Most care partners unknowingly walk into conversations like attorneys. They gather evidence, present facts, build a case, and try to prove their point. Mom with dementia says, "I haven't eaten all day today." And the caregiver responds, "You absolutely did. We just had lunch. Here are the dishes in the sink." Right? Evidence, facts, case closed. Or at least that's what should happen, except it doesn't, because the dementia brain often isn't operating like a courtroom anymore. It's operating like a smoke detector. Think about a smoke detector. Its job isn't to determine whether there's actually a fire. Its job is to detect potential danger. And sometimes it becomes overly sensitive. Burnt toast, alarm goes off. Steam from the shower, alarm goes off. There's no fire. There's no danger, but something triggered the system. The dementia brain works similarly. As the world becomes harder to understand, the brain often becomes more sensitive to triggers. Feeling confused, the alarm goes off. Feeling frustrated, the alarm goes off. Feeling rushed, the alarm goes off. Feeling corrected, the alarm goes off. Feeling out of control, the alarm goes off. And once the brain is triggered, logic, explanation, facts, those all take a backseat. That's why care partners present perfectly reasonable facts. "There's dishes in the sink, Mom," and still find themselves in an argument. Because the brain isn't focused on evaluating evidence, it's focused on responding to what feels threatening. I'm hungry. That feels threatening. That's what I'm responding to. Why logic stops working. Let's talk about why this happens. As dementia progresses, changes occur in multiple brain systems. Many care partners focus on memory, but memory isn't the only thing changing. The frontal lobes, which help with reasoning, judgment, flexibility, and emotional regulation, are often changing as well. At the same time, the brain is working harder to understand and interpret the world. Certainly, there are memory gaps, but there's also more uncertainty, more moments that don't make sense. "She says I just ate. Why don't I remember eating?" And when the brain can't fully explain what's happening, emotions fill in those gaps. They become afraid, they're frustrated, they're anxious, they're embarrassed, they're confused. This is why I often tell you the problem isn't that your loved one isn't hearing your facts. The problem is that the emotional brain is often speaking louder than the logical brain. And if emotion is driving their experience, no amount of logic is going to resolve it. Let's look at a common example. A person with dementia says, "I want to go home." A loving care partner responds, "But you are home. Look at all of our pictures. Look at your clothes in the closet." Logical? Absolutely. Helpful? Often not. Because what if home isn't actually a location? What if home is a feeling? Remember, as dementia progresses, as they're no longer understanding the world, they're entering more into that emotional brain. So what if home is a feeling of safety, of familiarity, of certainty? This new house makes me feel nervous because I don't recognize it, and therefore It doesn't feel like home. So it doesn't matter how many closets you open. If that's the real issue, then correcting the address doesn't solve the problem. The emotion remains untouched, and that's where communication often breaks down. Care partners aren't responding to the emotion, they're responding with logic and facts. If this is helpful, care partners, if a light bulb moment is going off for you, then please go ahead and like and subscribe and share this video with other care partners who may also be struggling. Thank you. What caregivers are really arguing about. One of the biggest mindset shifts I teach in the Confident Caregiver Academy is this. Many dementia arguments are not actually about the thing you're arguing about. They're about the emotion underneath it. Let me show you what I mean. When your person with dementia says, I want to go home, the issue may not be location, as I've mentioned. The issue may be safety. When they say, I already took my medication, the issue may not be the medication. The issue may be autonomy, independence, control. When they say, leave me alone, the issue may not be you. Oftentimes it's not you. The issue may be overwhelm, fatigue, too much stimulation. When they refuse a shower, the issue may not be hygiene, it may be fear of the bathroom experience. Watch some of my shower refusal videos, I'll link it below so that you can understand the brain changes causing your loved one with dementia to become afraid of the bathroom. So it could be fear, it could be modesty, loss of privacy, feeling cold, feeling vulnerable. The shower can be a very vulnerable experience. This is why two care partners can respond completely differently to the same behavior and get completely different outcomes. One responds to the words, the other responds to the emotion underneath the words. And that's the communication shift that changes everything. Because successful dementia communication is often less about correcting information and more about understanding what the brain is experiencing. Okay, Dr. Sinclair, I've got it. Now what do I do instead? The 3-step communication shift. One of the many strategies I teach is a simple 3-step shift. Step 1, stop correcting immediately. Now let me be clear. I'm not saying never provide information. I'm saying don't make correction your first move, because when someone is emotional, frightened, overwhelmed, or confused, correction often increases the stress rather than reducing it. Step 2, identify the emotion. Ask yourself, what might they be feeling right now? Fear, confusion, embarrassment, frustration, loneliness, overwhelm, anxiety? Remember, the behavior is often the clue. Step 3, respond to the emotion first, not the facts, the emotion. You might say something like, you seem worried. That sounds frustrating. I can see why you would feel that way. That must be hard. Tell me more about that. Notice what's happening. You're helping the brain feel understood before trying to solve the problem, and that's incredibly powerful because people are often far more receptive after they feel heard. Let me give you an example. Imagine your mother says, I need to go pick up the kids. Many caregivers immediately respond with, Mom, your kids are adults. They haven't been to school in years. They have kids of their own and grandkids, right? There's no one to pick up. Everything you're saying is correct. It's logical, it's factual, but is it helpful? No, it's not. What usually happens next? Mom becomes upset, defensive, insistent, and the conversation escalates. Now let's try something different. Instead of responding with facts, what if we responded to her emotion? She's terrified, right? Oh my gosh, she's in a different time of her life and she's forgotten to pick up the kids. What would help her to feel less terrified? You might say, you sound worried about them. I called Sue to pick them up. You asked me to call Sue. Sue may have been your childhood neighbor. Sue may have been the babysitter when you were growing up, but you're going to tell Mom she already took care of it, okay? And then you may segue into, you've always been such a good mother. You already took care of it. You asked Sue. What's the best part of being a mom? Or you can really start some family drama and ask, who's your favorite kid, Mom? Don't do that part. Suddenly the conversation changes because you've stepped into her reality instead of trying to pull her into your logic, into your facts. And often what you'll discover is that she isn't actually trying to get to school. She's expressing a feeling. A memory came to her, a role that was important to her, a desire to help protect her kids, people she loves. And once that emotional need was acknowledged, the urgency decreases. Not always, but much more often than when we argue with facts. If you remember nothing else from today's video, remember this. The dementia brain is often asking, am I safe? Long before it's asking, am I correct? And when care partners learn to answer that question first, communication changes dramatically. Arguments decrease, resistance decrease, connection increases. Not because you've learned some magical phrase, but because you're finally speaking to what the dementia brain needs most in that moment. In closing, let's acknowledge that many of you have received a dementia diagnosis, but very few of you are taught how to communicate with that changing brain. That's exactly why I created the Confident Caregiver Academy, because understanding dementia is important, absolutely. But also important is knowing what to say, what to do, and how to respond when challenges arise. That's what helps care partners feel most confident. So, if you are even a little bit curious about the Academy, about how to decode behaviors, how to reduce conflict, how to navigate difficult situations, and better communicate with your person with dementia, then go ahead and schedule a call with me below. We are welcoming a small group of families into our next cohort and currently have 4 openings available. If you'd like to learn more, I'll go ahead and place a link, as I said, down below. Go ahead and schedule that call with me. As we wrap up, I hope that I've conveyed to you the goal of dementia communication is not about winning the argument. The goal is about preserving the relationship, preserving their sense of safety, because long after the facts have been forgotten, the feeling of being understood is what often remains. And when we can learn how to communicate with that changing brain instead of fighting against it with facts, you create more opportunity for connection, for calm, and to preserve their dignity throughout this journey. If this video was helpful, let me know in the comments what's the most challenging conversation you're having right now with your person with dementia. I try to get to as many comments as possible, and oftentimes your experiences inspire future videos. So thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.